What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we are going to be chatting a little bit about the future of SLA and how it looks bright and why that is the case. I want to discuss this because I think a lot of people are forgetting a couple different things. So number one, in the month of September, not only do we have Baron coming out, which is brand new content, probably the biggest content release we're going to have in this game for quite some time, but we also have the brand new introduction of the game to Steam, which I think is going to open the doors for a lot of new players to come join us, and it's going to be a massive event, I would imagine, because that is going to, like, Steam is huge. Like, I think if you own a PC, most of you guys probably have Steam as well too. So it's going to be safe to say that when Steam does come out with this game in Q3, which is when they're scheduling for, I would imagine we're going to get a pretty big rewards and an influx of brand new players. So we're going to see a lot more people coming in, brand new servers, probably new events to follow, and I think the introduction of King Baron will be right around the same time as the release of this Steam release. Right now, if I go to Steam real quick while I'm doing my challenge account here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So if I hear a Steam right here, I did a quick Solo Leveling Arise search. You guys can see here, planned release date is Q3 2024. If you guys know anything about quarter, if you're in finance or any type of business, you know Q3 usually starts around September-ish. Sometimes even August, depending on the company you're with. So Q3 probably September, I would say roughly around the same time as Baron's release. So you guys can see here the trailer is in fact out. It is pretty much the same trailer I think we've all seen, and it still gets me hyped. Like, it still gets me hyped. Now the crazy part about this is I don't know how they're gonna, I guess, let Steam players catch up. There's going to be some sort of a catch-up event, and most likely some sort of a like celebratory event for us as players. So I can only imagine them giving out quite a few limited tickets, basic tickets, some codes, probably a ton of Essence Stones, probably some artifact tickets by then as well too, and more. So I think the introduction of Steam is going to be one of the biggest, like, I love that scene by the way, one of the biggest things that Solo Leveling will do, and then of course bringing it out to PS5 eventually next year, which they're still planning to do, which is 2025. And here's the thing, a lot of people were thinking like it's going to be too late for this game to matter by then, but it's actually growing to be better and better and better daily, and I think the hype continues to go. And I think as content creators, like I've mentioned before, look at this, they have like Carligan fights here as well too, so it's pretty up to date. And there's Igris, that looks badass, man. So I think this game has actually done better now than it did when it first was released, which is great. So they're getting rid of a lot of the bugs. They're doing a lot of compensations. They're doing a lot of quality of life. So I believe when Q3 kicks in, we're going to see a whole slew of players coming in, and very excited players at that, with brand new content to kind of whet their appetite, including us as well too. So Solo Leveling Arise, I think, is only going to grow from here, guys. I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's losing its player base, blah blah blah. To be honest with you, I don't think that's true. Yeah, like, yes, there are players who quit, obviously. That's just the nature of the beast in terms of gacha games. But I think a lot of PC players are going to jump in here when they find out how, number one, free-to-play friendly the game is, and number two, how great the combat system is, and number three, how like fantastic they do of a job to follow the actual manhwa, the anime, and everything else. Now, speaking of the anime, you guys clearly see here the webtoon with 14.3 billion views to make its first appearance as a solo as an action RPG game on a whole new level, Solo Leveling Arise. We actually have a brand new trailer that just dropped for season 2. So we're going to check this out as well too real quick. I'm going to go ahead and shut myself off. We're going to watch the trailer. I'm going to do a reaction to it real quick, okay? Give me a second. We're getting excited. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So first off, we can see here a couple things. Now, here's the beauty of Solo Leveling Arise, the game itself. We already, as players, know, if you've never read the manhwa, I have. If you've never read the manhwa, you know that a lot of this is spoiler territory for you in the game. But the season 2 looks like it's actually catching up to the story right around the Vulcan area. At least what we can see here. So let's break it down real quick here, right? You guys can see here. This is where they go into the Red Gate. This is the portal where the Ice Elves and the Bears are. So this is where Tank would be, and Baruka. And you guys can see here, he's actually summoning his shadows. There you guys go. And this is the first time we get to see Igris in this trailer, right? He looks pretty damn badass. So pretty badass right there. There are the daggers. There's Igris. There's the giant sword. There are the bears. So we know that Tank for sure will be in this. And we all know what happens with that, right? tank obviously takes over, and the fact that he's also going to get iron in this as well with Kim Chul. There's Baruka, the leader of the elves. Now I'm curious to see how they do this, because there are some changes between the manhwa and the anime, and now we know the game itself actually took it upon itself to make him a playable shadow. I'm curious to see what they decide to do with the anime, because it could go either way, right? I'm hoping they kind of stick with the actual story, but we'll see what happens. And I'm not going to ruin it for people, obviously. And there's Vulcan. Looks badass as hell. Like, this is the version we are currently fighting in the WOBL. You guys can see here he's got his regular Night Lord outfit, plus the one dagger there. There's a Night Killer. There's a quick image of Iron, right? And I think he's fighting one of the demons. Yeah, it looks like one of the demon knights, which looks really cool. There's Icarus. There's Vulcan again. And there are all the shadows. So I can tell you this right now. So Rise from the Shadows, this is what the Season 2 is going to be called. I can tell you now, with the introduction of Season 2 anime coming in and the hype that Season 1 had going over to Season 2 now, I can only imagine the game is going to celebrate that very, very well. On Nato's channel, by the way, I was showing somebody something. So I think we have a lot to look forward to. Not only with the Steam release, which is going to bring a slew of players in, plus I'm positive it's going to be during Q3 is going to be during like what the Baron release. So we're going to see a lot. I mean, probably a lot of different content come through in a very, very good way. And I think there's a lot of players coming in who are going to contribute on the PC side as well too. So not only are we going to get more players, we're going to probably get more pay-to-win players, which is going to increase the stock of the game. And at the same time, we're most likely going to get an abundance of players joining during Season 2, because they're going to watch Season 1 get hyped, watch Season 2 get even more hyped, and then want to play the game. And that's going to bring even more players, and plus more celebrations, more prizes, more things for us to look forward to as SLA players. The future looks good. Listen, this is crazy to me. This is the first time in my content creating journey that I've actually got on a game and not complained very much. It's so refreshing. Like, if you go back and watch any of my content, there has always been like devs and companies that I complain about all the time because of the way they handle shit. This is the first time, and it's honestly so refreshing to just be like, yo, things are looking good. Like, it's a weird feeling, to be honest. So, and it's a good feeling. It's a great feeling. So I really hope that Marvel continues this path, this trajectory, because honestly, if they do, they've got nothing but a bright future ahead for us as a community, and them themselves as devs, and this game's longevity especially will last for a very, very long time if they continue at this pace. I don't think it's sustainable. I think they're already doing so much as it is, and it's almost impossible to keep up. But the future does look bright, and there's a lot of other platforms and different avenues for this game to grow, and I just showed you guys 2 of them, with PS5 around the corner obviously in 2025. We're going to get even bigger, and I can only imagine what else they have in store for us. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.